23 regular meeting of the City of Coolidge City Council. Will you please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Would you call the roll, please, Sienna?
Councilmember Eric Daniels.
Here.
Councilmember Adriana Saavedra. Vice Chair Jackie Henry.
Was that me?
Yeah, that's you, Jack.
Here.
Councilmember Tom Bagnell.
Present.
Councilmember Tatiana Murrieta. And Chairman John Thompson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. So, the next item is 3, the monthly report by the Coolidge Chamber of Commerce. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Our reinvestments and new members for August and our stats. We had 265 local visitors, 6 out of state, 6 in state, 4 out of state, 963 referrals. Year to date was 3,303. Casa Grande Ruins had 3,651 visitors, and year to date they're at 86,597. Gem and Mineral Museum had 39 visitors, and year to date they're at 1,003. So new members for the month of August are Casa Palomino, Mexican Restaurant, Max Air Conditioning and Heating, Palm Lane Properties, Grad Solutions, Sushi Gon, AZ Block, Best Block, Cooper's Barbecue, Codazona Contracting, Hospice of the Valley, Pinal Gila for Senior Citizens, Hope Women's Center, Coolidge, Roofing Specialty Inc., Hohokam Irrigation and District, Sonoran Family Practice, and new members are Mana Health and Wellness and Ben the Tech Guy. So, we had our annual banquet Saturday night, good turnout. We had over 153 people there, and that's up from last year to 123. It's always an honor to honor the people in the community. They really don't know their values, so it's nice to be able to do that. Our last luncheon, we had Kevin Connors with SBDC on the AI chat, and an update from Robert Theobald with the ACA with their boot camp and all the projects they got going. So we're very excited about our social media class coming tomorrow morning, and we're about to finish up our AOT grant campaign by putting advertising on the cart bus for the region. So that's all I have. I have some upcoming events. Of course, our social media workshop on the 24th, breakfast with the mayor on the 26th. That's, I think, about full, too, now. Walmart ribbon cutting. They changed the date to November 3rd at 8 a.m. Just want to make sure you get that. Airport fly-in, November 4th. The American Legion 5th Annual Hoedown on November 4th. City of Coolidge 2035 General Plan, Growth Areas / Cost on November 8th. Veterans Parade on November 11th. And Borderlines will be back on November 18th. And PSV Trucking ribbon cutting on November 30th. Any questions?
Any questions? No? No questions? Thank you. It was a good banquet as usual. You guys did an excellent job.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, we'll move into call of the public. This is a time where any member of the public that wants to address the council can come up to the podium, state your name and your address, and you have up to 3 minutes to tell us what you're thinking. Well, seeing nobody rush ahead, I'm going to move out of call to the public and move into business items for consent. And I would ask any member of the council, are there any items that you want pulled off of the consent agenda for individual consideration?
Yeah, Mayor Thompson, I'd like to have number 10 removed, please.
Number 10, okay.
And then I would like number 12, please.
All right, 10 and 12, okay. All right. And here we go. Item number 4. Consider approval and acceptance of the letter of termination notice submitted by the Hope Women's Center to terminate the lease agreement at 850 North California Street, Coolidge, Arizona, effective October 31st, 2023. Item 5, consider approval of the FY 2023 Economic Strength Project, EPS 500,000 grant award and approval to enter into a grant agreement between the Arizona Commerce Authority, Arizona Department of Transportation, and the City of Coolidge for the ARCIA, I'm sure that's not the right pronounce, but the Railroad Crossing Safety Improvement Project. That's the one down there by Eloy across from the Corps prisons. Item 6, consider approval of accepting a Governor's Office of Highway Safety 2024 DUI Enforcement Grant, contract number 2024 AL015, in the amount of $19,102, awarded to the Coolidge Police Department for DUI enforcement detail over and ERE expenses, phlebotomy, and miscellaneous expenses to enhance the DUI impaired driving enforcement, authorizing the city manager and police chief to execute the GOHS contract. Item 7, consider approval of accepting a Governor's Office of Highway Safety 2024 Selective Traffic Enforcement Program, a STEP grant, contract number 2024 PTS 017, in the amount of $12,202, awarded to the Coolidge Police Department to be used to pay overtime, ERE expenses and supplies, LIDAR for speed enforcement details, authorizing the city manager and police chief to execute the GOHS contract. Item 8, consider approval of accepting a Governor's Office of Highway Safety, a GOHS 2024 Accident Investigation Equipment Grant Contract Number 2024 AI005 in the amount of $3,034, awarded to the Coolidge Police Department to purchase accident reconstruction equipment, materials, and supplies. Item 9, consider approval of entering into an addendum to Public Works 1 agreement for asset and data tracking services between Public Works 1, Inc., and the City of Coolidge for data tracking services of city roads and pavement conditions. Item 11, consider approval of entering into a cooperative purchase agreement with Ellison Mills Construction for on-call maintenance and repair services to profile mill and slurry seal along Coolidge Avenue from 9th Street to Arizona Boulevard, authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary documents. Item 12, consider approval of amending the cooperative purchase agreement with Ellison Mills Construction for on-call maintenance and repair services to reconstruct a collapsed manhole on Kennedy and Coolidge Avenue, authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary document. Oh, wait a minute.
We pulled it.
Pulling it on. Okay. I just noticed that I circled it. Okay, scratch that. Item 13, consider approval of amendment to cooperative purchasing agreement with DCS Contracting, Inc. to increase compensation to contractor to $91,300 due to changes in contractor's worth, authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary documents. And item 14, Consider approval of the claims for the month of September 2023. Okay, so the two that are left are 10 and 12. All right. If there's no discussion on those, I'll need a motion to act.
Mayor Thompson, I move to approve consent agenda items 4 through 9, 11, 13, and 14.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The mayor votes aye. Okay, we'll move it now. We will, well, no, we won't. We'll go to 10. Item 10, consider approval of entering into a cooperative purchasing agreement with Ellison Mills Construction for on-call maintenance and repair services to construct a 6-foot sidewalk on Coolidge Avenue, authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary documents. Okay,
Hey, Mayor Thompson, I had asked to have this polled. I did have a conversation with Mr. Navarro earlier today in regard to that, because I thought it was just a little bit strange that we were just finishing up with the Coolidge Avenue project out there, and then now we're starting to do the sidewalk, and I didn't understand why that hadn't been part of it. In talking to Mr. Navarro, he explained it to me, and I just thought it might be a good idea to have him go ahead and explain that as well tonight.
Okay, Council and Mr. Mayor. So this program was originally a HERF exchange program for Coolidge Avenue. This was started by Susanna Struble, a previous Public Works Director. When she had designed this, there was not a design for the north side sidewalk for Coolidge Avenue. This has gone through several Public Works Directors and gone over several years. So as we've approached this, we ended up doing some extra widening on Coolidge Avenue that wasn't part of the original design. And because of a project that we're pushing till next year, we had some extra funding. What we had originally planned to do was put in some decomposed granite, so that way we had a pathway on the north side. Decomposed granite was around $30,000 to put on that side, to put in the sidewalk. If I remember right, it's about $136,000 to put in sidewalk. So it's quite a bit more expensive, but since, like I said, we're killing that project and pushing it to the following year, we're going to pull some of that money and put this sidewalk in, because it's a heavily used road. We've got several schools on that road. We're building a park on that road, and there's a lot of people that use that road for biking, walking, et cetera, with Heartland Ranch and Carter Ranch there. So we've opted to put sidewalk in on the north side. And that sidewalk runs from 9th Street, and it ties into the existing sidewalk at Heartland on 16th.
Thank you. I just thought that it was worth having Mr. Navarro go ahead and explain, because I know somebody might say, well, why wasn't that originally part of the project? And he explained it to me. I thought it'd be good for the public to know it as well. So thank you for that. And if there's nothing else at this time, I'll go ahead and move to approve that consent agenda item 10.
Second.
okay, I did want to say, I agree with Councilmember Bagnall. I asked the same question, only I didn't do it here. When I saw it initially, I wanted to know what the heck was going on myself, but as it turns out, there is a lot of traffic on that road, and he found the money somewhere else to do it, so I think it's probably a good thing that we do it.
You bet.
I think the public needs to know, and I think that's going to start in January.
Actually, the roads for
sidewalk?
SRP are going to start in January. We're hoping to get the sidewalk started a little bit sooner. I'm going to actually lean on Ellison Mills to get it started sooner rather than later.
Okay, so sooner rather than later, just to give the guys that live in that area a heads up.
Yeah, we'll give them a heads up, but we won't have to close lanes down and shut the road down like we had to with this road project. So they'll be able to travel the road. We won't have it closed, and we won't have it shut down. We might have one lane closed down, but the other lane's still wide open. It shouldn't interfere with them.
Okay.
One other thing, after I heard that the road, Coolidge Avenue was open, I went ahead and I drove out there just to drive it. It just seems like it's a lot further out now, you know? So, but the road's fantastic. I mean, it looks great. They did a fantastic.
No, Ellison did a real good job on that road. Our guys actually helped and did a ton of crack sealing on that thing. So they were at it for about 7 days straight, crack sealing the pieces that we kept and crack sealing underneath where they recoated the asphalt on it. So our guys put in a bunch of effort. I think they went through about 9 pallets of crack seal on that road. So they pumped a ton of it in there to get it all cleaned up and keep it from opening up again.
Okay. All right, well, there's a motion, and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that one's good. Move on to number 12. Item 12, consider approval of amending the cooperative purchasing agreement with Ellison Mills Construction for on-call maintenance and repair services to reconstruct a collapsed manhole on Kenworthy and Coolidge Avenue, authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary documents. Eric?
Oh, yeah. So kind of the reason why I pulled this item was just for like general knowledge. I know about a year ago, I did a tour when you were kind of in the process of taking on the position. I just kind of wanted to know, like, what is the status or conditions of all the manholes across the city? I know that was like a big issue. A lot of them were kind of in bad condition.
Yeah, so we actually, when you were doing the tour and you're looking at, I think they were showing you the triangle of death is what they were calling it. So this manhole is actually just to the west of where the triangle of death was. We've actually repaired that one, so it's no longer there. So we had a contractor come in, RH Borden, and they did a manhole scanning project throughout the city. So they scanned all the manholes in the city, and we've got a program now that we can actually go through, and they graded all of our manholes. And so everything's graded. And actually, I'm coming in with a presentation next council meeting for our sewer system. We're going to talk a little bit about that also. But we're doing our grading, and overall, the majority of our manholes throughout town are pretty good. We do have some trouble spots, but they're the main line. The Kenworthy line, the Gibson line, 9th Street, Vaquian, it's identified those lines as those are the main trunk lines that everything ties into, and those are our worst offenders. So I want to say we have about 107 manholes that need to be rehabilitated. The reason this one was so extremely expensive is because 75% of town dumps into this one. So that's why it was so bad. We had to do bypassing with pumps. The pumps are extremely expensive. It was about $47,000 for the 3 days we had bypass pumps while they could do this manhole. And so this one was exceptional. We've gotten some quotes on what it would cost to re-concrete these manholes and seal them up and everything, and we're looking somewhere in the neighborhood of around $6,000 to $7,000 for your average manhole. And so it won't be anything like this because we're not having to do a full reconstruction. We're just thickening up the concrete and sealing them up, putting a coating on there. So the rest of them won't be like this. This should be the last of the real nasty ones. And so, like I said, there's about 107, but we have a plan with our current CIP funds that we're going to look to do this and spread it out over about 3 years to get in these manholes and just take a bite at a time and start getting these fixed up.
Okay.
It's not the one, didn't one of them have like steel cribbing?
Though the steel cribbing that you're talking about, that was the dump box.
Oh, yeah, okay, oh, so that's over at the actual.
Yeah, so that's what the
Plant.
dump box is
Yeah,
actually for,
okay.
is to when we start cleaning these manholes, it's going to be,
That looks like a drop down underground
yeah, that's what it
that they
looks like.
put in. Then when they dump the ore down, it hits all the steel, so it doesn't eat out the.
Yeah. And so that's what that is. When they're cleaning these out and they dump their vac truck, they dump it into this box and it bleeds the water off back into the system, and then we can get this.
Okay, so, all right, did we already vote on this? Oh, we haven't voted on this one. We need a motion to act then.
Mayor, I'll make a motion, if there's no further discussion, to approve item number 12 as read.
Second.
Okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then. I guess now we'll move out of consent agenda and move into business regular items. Item 15. Consider approval of entering into an amended and restated lease agreements between the City of Coolidge and TLG Coolidge Properties LLC, successor in interest to Terry Glass, to extend current lease terms.
Mayor, Council, good evening. This is the Terry Glass lease extension that we've talked quite a bit about over the last few months. It's finally here. He's agreed to it. So far, we've come to terms with it, and we bring it before you guys tonight to approve it. If you have any questions?
No, I certainly don't. We've read it enough times. I think we know what it says pretty well, and we just saw the last two amendments. Vice Mayor, do you have any questions on this?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. On that case, I need a motion to act.
Mayor Thompson, I move to approve item 15 as read.
Second.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, that motion carries. Thank you. Item 16, consider approval of entering into a First Amendment to lease between the City of Coolidge and E-Cube Solutions LTD for the purpose of leasing additional city-owned property at the Coolidge Municipal Airport consisting of approximately 8.3 additional acres to operate their business.
Again, Mayor and Council, this is the E-Cube recycler, plane recyclers that have been out there a little over a year now. The business is great. They needed more land. They keep, getting more and more customers. And again, they wanted to lease more land, more area. This takes up the yearly revenue to about 113. They're real excited about it. They actually want me to email them tonight back in England to let them know how they can report to their board meeting. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
No, I don't have any questions. When you read all those leases put together, though, it kind of makes you wonder just how much revenue that is being generated, because you see them all together like that. Did you ever figure out how
Yeah,
much?
that total is
Total
113,000 a year.
How many?
113,000 a year.
Okay,
That's some change.
that's just for that one.
Actually, $113,331 for all their leases combined.
I saw that one for 113. How about AIM?
AIM is separate.
Okay, I
They're
know,
like
but-
they're like 32,000 a year. Yeah, this doesn't include AIMs.
I know. All right, well, any questions or anything?
Mayor, what did he say the amount was?
For E-Cube, it's going to be 113,000 and some change.
Okay, thank you.
And how many acres did they end up at? 8.62 or something?
Yeah.
Oh, 8.3, I see, okay.
Well, they they already had 5 acres, and they already had, well, they had they had 6 point.
And one piece was 0.68
Yeah,
or 86 or
There's a
something.
bunch
Yeah,
of,
I saw, okay.
little lots.
So, well, that's good, though.
That's great.
And they are still going to have an 8-foot wall around. All right, I just want to make sure.
Yep.
All right,
Well, and one thing I'd like to add to that is if you get an opportunity to go out there, you can see just how many planes that they are bringing in and they're taking apart out there and everything. And probably the best time to do that would be the first Saturday of the month at the fly-in. And you can have breakfast while you're out there, so.
They're demoing 2 at a time now. Instead of just one, they have 2 side by side. They're grinding up, loading up in trucks, so they're rocking and rolling.
and I guess if you were hungry,
Yeah, well, come hungry then. I mean, don't eat before you come out.
yeah, eat breakfast out there and support the Coolidge Youth
Exactly.
Alliance. Okay, well, if there's nothing further, then I guess we need a motion to act on item 16.
Mayor, I make a
Mayor,
motion.
move to,
Go ahead,
go
Jackie.
ahead.
Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Move to approve item 16 is read.
Second.
Okay, there's motion to second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving to report from the mayor and council and the city manager. Councilmember Bagnell?
Nothing really to report. Did attend the banquet. Chance to go to the car show on Saturday. I heard that it was nice, but it was, again, still a little warm, but I guess we're promised cooler weather now, so. And just one other thing, I just wanted to follow up on the one item before regarding any type of a presentation for a STEP program that we might be able to look at for salaries for the coming year.
Okay, I'm sure the finance guys are working on stuff. All right.
My turn? Yep. I was able to attend the Coolidge Days Parade. I want to say since I got on back in 2020, progressively year after year, we've been getting a little bit more people, so it's good to see. I think this year was really good turnout. I also attended the Town of Superior State of the Town. I want to thank a message over in Superior for the invite. I also, just an update for Bagnell, we did, Vice Mayor and I did interviews for the Planning and Zoning Commission. So we'll have hopefully some candidates to come to the council in the next couple meetings or so,
Great, great.
and that's it.
Vice Mayor, you have anything?
Well, I think Eric covered the interviews and the Coolidge Days. I will say that there was a lot of people out, and that is wonderful. Other than that, I haven't been able to attend because I've been under the weather.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Thank you. Well, city manager's not here. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Gilbert?
Yes, I do, Mayor and council members. I just want to mention that Cool Days Parade, I think Public Works did a great job with their float. They didn't get enough recognition, but it was a really good, good float. So, yep. So, but they feel good about it, so that's good. And then attended an Intermountain meeting with Pinal Hispanic Council. We're moving forward on that development downtown. That'll for the downtown, so we're getting ready to, as soon as it closes, we'll issue the demolition permit. They'll start taking out concrete, put a fence around it, and they're moving really fast. So we're working really hard to get them up and running. So we've been on with them. The game night was a great event. A lot of mosquitoes, but everybody had spray, so I think it turned out really well. And the fire chief had a lot of people through that new trailer, the CERT trailer they had. It was just a line of people that was doing that. And then, of course, the chamber banquet was really nice. And Mayor, we had 2 other mayors that attended, right, from other cities that showed up to our banquet. That was nice. City of Eloy and City of Maricopa. It was really nice. And some legislative people, I think, were at your table. So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Yeah, that's, I want to thank the staff. They've been doing an excellent job. They've been real busy doing their job, and then additional, with the Coolidge Days and the other things. The chamber luncheon was really good. When it comes to Coolidge Days, I don't think I've ever seen more people at the park ever in the last 20 years, especially at the boxing and then later at the wrestling. That place was jam-packed, and it was hot. It was jam-packed. So the chamber luncheon was good. I would say the car show went well. One of the things that I know James didn't mention, but it's a big thing for Coolidge is Santa Carlos is finally working on the line that's going to carry the 69 kV power line to the airport to upgrade the power, so we can get more and bigger businesses out there, because our electric isn't up to snuff, and they finally surveyed it, and they're finally putting in the poles, and they're finally going to be running the line out to the airport, which will mean that we will have more and bigger businesses out there. I expect to see some very big hangars being built in the next year. And we'll start to see, now that the electric's upgraded, I think we're going to see some real activity out there. We've already added 3 companies last year, and I think it's going to really start going here pretty quick. So, and all just because of the power. But they're putting the poles, they're putting them in now. So that's all I've got. I guess we'll get out of here.
I move to adjourn.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you, everybody.